All right. All right. All right. I'm back, guys. I'll wait for people to join. Just wait for you guys to join. Oops. Nope. Sorry, I can't hear you. No, sound problems again. Really bad this time. Oh man. I gotta just stop wearing my AirPods. Wait. I'm back. I'm back. You hear me? Okay. All right. Apologize about that, guys. I'm really sorry about that. I have no idea why I have technical issues all the time. Um, but for Aaron and for Zach, you guys haven't seen this shirt. I got this back during New Year, straight out of your nightmare. I just want to show you guys this shirt. It's got you got Freddy, you got Michael Myers, you got Jason, you got Pennywise, and you got Chucky right there. I just love this shirt. I just had to show you guys that. So you guys don't get confused. Like, are you wearing straight out of Compton shirt or whatever? I'm like, no, this is a fun parody shirt, and yeah, one of my best friends gave it to me for New Year, so that was awesome. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to updating you guys about my movies because um that's what my topic was now for the live stream earlier. Guys that missed it, I unboxed Kill Bill Volume 1 4K and American Psycho 4K. Um, uh, and that was a lot of fun. Um, because sometimes I like to unbox Blu-rays or whatever, like on live streams. I think that's cool to do unboxing live, rather than always like filming, every single unboxing video and editing it and stuff. But anyway, all right, now we're getting to the movies. So, A Christmas Nightmare. That's my next Nightmare on Elm Street fan film, and that is my final fan film because I want to move on and make my own original stuff, my own original content. I mean, my own original movies, like my own characters, and I have already. Like you guys have seen the Jester films, you guys have seen Insane movies, you guys saw the Devil Servant movies, and I want to stick to that. I want to stick to my own characters and keep coming up with my own characters and my own universes and stuff instead of copying from other franchises. I mean, really, these fan films is just like a love to the fans and to those movies and those filmmakers. Without those movies, I wouldn't be a filmmaker. So it's like almost like a thank you as well, and it's also because we haven't gotten a Nightmare on Elm Street movie in 15 years. We haven't gotten a Friday 13th movie in 16 years. So that's why I made those fan films during that time. I made the Halloween November 3rd. I originally wasn't going to make that, but because there was no Halloween movie being made for a long time, I felt like it was my duty to make a fan film because I know what it's like as a fan of Halloween, Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream. You know, I wanted to also experience what it would be like to make those films, and what could I learn from that. And I have learned so much as a filmmaker through those movies. So, if anything, those fan films, it taught me so much about filmmaking and prepared me for my own original content. So, like the Double Servant movies, those wouldn't have been as good as they are had I not have made so many movies before that, like fan films, and learned about filmmaking through those fan films. But this is the last one in terms of fan films. This isn't my last movie. I am far from stopping movies. In fact, I don't ever want to stop making movies, to be honest. Or just directing in general. I hope that I can direct uh, my entire life until I die, until the day that I die, until the day I roll over and die. I hope that I can make movies and continue to do that. I don't want to retire. I just don't. I like why. You know, making movies is so much more fun than just sitting on a beach and doing nothing. I'd rather be directing people and um, yeah, and also it never gets too old. It never gets tiring telling people what to do. When you're like, the director and everyone has to listen. Um, yeah, I have no plans on stopping. I just have plans stopping these fan films. I have to. I'm going to be 30 in September, and I have to make my own original stuff. I mean, for me to stand out as a filmmaker, I have to make my own original stuff, and I already have, but I need to create more original films, and that's where I'm going to be going with. Um, I didn't read your question, Zach. I'm sorry. You asked, how did you find an American Psycho with the slipcover? I found this on Amazon actually, and first time I watched American Psycho, which was actually a few weeks ago, I did not watch this movie until this year, and I've known about this movie my whole life, but I've never watched it. Um, but I was really impressed by it. It was very impact. I mean, it was dark, it was edgy, it was funny, it was just crazy. And It was really, really great directing. I mean, really great directing, this film, and it's a lot of smart writing. I like the way it's edited, but I have never seen the uncut version, so there'll be a first time watching this uncut because I've only seen the theatrical cut, and that was on Tubi with ads. So, um, uh, yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching this without the Tubi experience, actually watching it on a 4K Blu-ray and uncut and everything. Um, 'Cause I know that the director, she ran into issues with the MPA, um, with, American Psycho. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the uncut version. Um, Whatever you do, don't watch the sequel. Okay. Yeah, I'll make sure not to watch the sequel. Thank you, Zach. Um, but yeah, I'm very interested to see more original stuff from you, also seeing what you can do outside of horror. Thank you, and I'm gonna be going into that more right now. Uh Kaylee says, I also feel like the fan films are wonderful for experience. You have certainly earned your graduation into your own time. I love your original work. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you so much for that. Um, so basically, Christmas Nightmare, it's all going to be set in a mental hospital. And it's going to be the end of what I have done for the Nightmare, like my fan films, my storyline, my characters. I just don't want to make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fan films. I just don't have that. I don't see the need to. I think 2 is good. And in fact, a lot of filmmakers should stop at the second movie, a lot of the time. Some series goes on way too long. But thing is with Nightmare on Elm Street, it should always keep going. It should never stop, because Freddy Krueger is eternal, so really he can never be destroyed. So no matter however I write, you know, the ending, it's just like I know that it's gonna come back somehow, no matter how much I make it final, in my own way. Um, but I'm really excited for this. It's gonna be set in the winter time. It's gonna be filmed winter of next year, and some scenes are gonna be filmed this year. Some flashback scenes, stuff like that. Um, and then it'll be coming out sometime fall of 2026. Now, because it is Christmas themed, I almost feel like waiting to release it till December, November, December. So when people watch it, they get even more into like the vibe of Christmas and like that energy, that time of the year. And like when when you watch a Christmas movie during Christmas time, it just has a completely different impact than if you watched it not during Christmas time. So I think about that too, like I want you guys to experience it first, like during, the holidays and get that like full effect from it. Um, but if you guys are okay with me releasing it like next summer or like next fall, you know, even like Labor Day weekend or whatever, like on YouTube. Like if you guys would rather me get it out sooner, I'm fine with that. But I was thinking just like a September, October release date. But since it's Christmas themed, I'm like, should I wait till November, December? I just don't want you guys waiting forever for this, because the Rise of Elm Street came out in April, and, if the next one doesn't come out till December of next year, that's almost 2 years, and a 2-year wait, and I don't want you guys waiting that long. But yeah, thank you, Zach. Terrifier 3 was October, so I think I might go ahead and release it, before November, December. I just why? If the movie's completed and stuff, and it's all set to go to be published, then there's no reason to keep it on the shelves. I want you guys to see it, and also I don't want that. I don't want to be in the editing process of that movie forever and stuff because I want to move on to another project. So I have other. There are other movies I want to make, such as drama, romance, fantasy, um, science fiction, but I would have to have a certain budget for that. And I'd have to be really creative if I did something science fiction, because I love science fiction, but it's a really challenging genre. And so and just fantasy intrigues me a little bit more, because, like, with fantasy, a lot of fantasy stories take place, like, on Earth or, it just seems like it's less, you know with science fiction, you have to do so many special effects, and fantasy, you have to as well. But it's just I don't know, it feels different, of how the effects would be done for me as a filmmaker. It's just, I don't know, fantasy is more interesting, but I would love to make a great science fiction movie, but if I had the budget for it, because I don't wanna make a science fiction film that is cheap. That is the worst thing ever, is to make a cheap science fiction movie where the effects are bad and and you're taken out of it, and I'm not doing that. Um Wow, 4 people left my live stream after I said that. That's so funny. That's so funny, guys. A lot of science fiction fans, hey, man, sensitive, very sensitive. I wasn't even talking about any movie. I was just talking about if I was going to make, a science fiction film and how I'd wanna do it right. I was not I wasn't comparing any movie. This generation, guys. Hey, we're still here. Thank you, thank you, uh, Kaylee. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yeah, because I sometimes well, not sometimes, he kind of takes it too far, like, every time. when he joins my live streams, and he's just been bothering me. Been the stalker um since 2011. Back when I was 15, he called me. He got my phone number, and I never gave him my phone number. And the way he got the phone number was through Nick. Nick gave him my phone number. Um, Nick Montez from Jester and stuff. Can you block him permanently? Yeah, I would love that. Actually, for a long time, YouTube wouldn't like allow me to block people easily, and now like it seems like they brought blocking back. It took forever. Uh, the only options they give me is report. That's the thing. Yeah, there is no block option. So I don't even know what to do with that. Like, and it's not like if I report him, like, what's that gonna do? You know? So I'll see if I can try to block him. I mean, I will try, guys. I don't know why it's so uh difficult. Um I don't know. But yeah, he hasn't left me alone. I've had to deal with those comments that he just did like for years back when I was going back to when I was 15. Um sure. Yeah, I'll block him. What should I report him though of? You know, would it be harassment or bullying or unwanted commercial content or spam? Because he wasn't saying any hate speech. He's not promoting terrorism, no suicide or self-injury, not misinformation. So I don't know which one. Mm, how about harassment or bullying? This is harassing me. Is that what I should choose, guys? I'm telling you, he's diabolical. If I like block him, report him, he's gonna create another account and he's gonna like with a different name and then post comments like that all over again. He's been doing that forever. So it's like I reached a point like, what do you do? Like, what do you seriously do? All right, I'm just gonna put he's harassing me. Fine. No, I don't believe I'm in danger. I'm just annoyed, a little unsettled. Okay, let's get back to the my movie news, guys. Sorry about that. Um, okay. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be visiting my uncle Gary this summer, and that's when I'm seeing the new Superman movie with him, and then after I'm gonna be um FaceTiming with him while I'm there with him with the actors from the movie. I've already started casting. Uh, um, oh yeah, I should have put spam. Yeah, because I was asking you guys, but I didn't. You guys wasn't really responding, and I just was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But anyway, uh, it'll be really great to have a FaceTime with him and the actors because, it's very hard to get a hold of Michael Gary on the phone. It's very hard to even, to text him, it's hard to get a hold of him. So, me being there this summer, visiting him, I'll be able to go through the script with him, go through the entire script with him, uh, table read, and really have meetings with him of like, what are we gonna do for this movie? Ideas that he can throw out to me. Like if there's stuff in the script that he doesn't like, and he's like, "Oh, Freddy Krueger wouldn't do that," or "This is boring here," or da, da, like he'll be honest with me, and I'll be like, okay. So I want to work on the script with him. I mean, even though I'm the screenwriter, I love hearing input from other people, especially the actors, because actors. I've gotten lucky with a lot with actors with great improv. I love when actors can improvise and they do something that wasn't in the script and it's better than the script. I love that stuff. So if an actor suggests, oh, I think my character could say this line like this instead, I can just change that in the script. Um, and so yeah, right now is like the writing process of the movie. Even though a first draft is done, a first draft is completed. Um, a final draft of the screenplay is not completed yet, but I will not be completing that screenplay until the end of summer, like sometime in the fall. But I've sent out the script to the actors that are casted in the film so far, and I've been envisioning everything of where everything's going to go, what locations. So, like me and Asia are actually going to be flying out to Chicago in the winter of next year, to Uncle Gary to his place and film half of the movie there. So it'll be like Rise of Elm Street, where half of it was filmed in Illinois and half was filmed here in PA. But yeah, that's not a bad thing at all. But also, you're gonna see Freddy Krueger interact with the characters more than you did in Rise of Elm Street, like seeing them in the same frame. So with Asia, because she'll be there with me in Chicago, her scenes she can act with Freddy Krueger. Like they actually will have scenes. You can see them in the same shots, and it feels like really organic and um, even more of a movie. So I'm going through that whole process right now of how this movie is going to be uh, made and made correctly, and just scheduling the right times for the actors. So yeah, I already have a group chat for it, and it's just exciting because one, I never thought I could make a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film. I never thought that this was going to happen. Rise of Elm Street, that was one of the few projects I was like, that's never going to happen. And so I was like, wow that I got to make it, and now I'm wow that I get to make a sequel to it. I think that's the main reason why I'm doing one more, is because this isn't a Halloween fan film or Friday 13th fan film or a Scream fan film. I mean, the f- it's just like the fact he got a new mask that looks more real than the one that he had originally in the last one, and that he told me like, now I know what to do and not to do playing Freddy Krueger like in the next movie. It's like now that I've seen the movie, now I know, and so like he would step it up way more than what you got in Rise of Elm Street. You would see like a better Freddy Krueger than what you got in Rise of Elm Street. And that's just I think it's worth it. I mean, I still, I'm at the age where I can play Danny, and I want to make this sooner than later, before I get older. Um, so, uh, your uncle was amazing as Freddy, such a good presence on screen. He embodied Freddy. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you so much for that. Uh, he did. He did an amazing job. Um, and I'm really lucky. Like, only way I was ever gonna make a nightmare movie was is if my Uncle Gary was gonna do it, and I called him. It was, like, January. I was recovering from my surgery, and I remember calling him, and, it was at the end of January, it was, like, early February, and I said, "Hey, uh, I'm gonna make a Hellraiser fan film, and that'll be, like, my last fan film after New Ghostface, but I'll 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 make a nightmare movie instead, if you say yes." Like, I'm like, "This is the last time I'm gonna ask you. You know, I know that we talked about making this fan film for 15 years, um, but, like, hey, it's like now or never." And he said, "Yeah, yeah." 'Cause he FaceTimed me with that Freddy Krueger mask and his whole costume, and, like, I was like, why would I not make a Nightmare fan film? It was like the universe was telling me, "Make this," you know? Um, so I have no regrets making it. Um, but I hope you guys will enjoy it. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on that movie for, uh, until it comes out. Like, I'm gonna always keep you guys updated about it. There's gonna be trailers, behind the scenes, stuff, um, you know, all that. But I wanted to announce it to you guys, rather than just making a video about it, which I'll make videos about A Christmas Nightmare anyway in the future. I just wanted to talk about it live stream with you guys, because I think that's more just cooler. It's just more special. And Yeah, but I have other titles though that I thought about calling this movie. Like, I'm still undecided of the title. Like, A Christmas Nightmare, that was just a title I wrote when I wrote the script, because I just want a title. I don't want to call it Untitled Nightmare Fan Film. I never ever do that with my screenplays. I always start with a title before I write the script. I always write the title, because the title of your movie is so important, because it sort of defines what the film is. And without a title, it's like, what are you writing about? Now all writers are different, and that's fine. But for me as a screenwriter, I have to write a title before I start writing. Um, uh, but I might change the title. I have had other ideas. If you guys are open to hearing um, other titles that I have in mind uh, um, the for Christmas Nightmare. I have it right here in my notes. If you guys want to hear it, um, the titles, because I was gonna make a poll, but like the poll would be so huge because I it's like so many different titles. All right, all right, Keely. All right, all right, here we go. All right, so the other options that I had in mind for a title for the movie was uh, Freddy. That was just calling it Freddy. That's one of the options. Like Freddy, a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film. It's just called Freddy. Because how cool an actual Nightmare movie, if they just called it Freddy, you know? I just think about that, like how cool of a title that would be, just call it Freddy. Um, so that's an option. Um, the other one is Springwood, just called Springwood. Um, the other one is Weston Hills. So it's the title would be the name of the mental hospital in Springwood. Basically because like the movie, most of the movie takes place there. Um, uh, the other one is Rise of Elm Street Part 2. I don't know. I don't know. Rise of Springwood. Rise of Springwood. Because at the end of Rise of Elm Street, my character says, "The people of Springwood have risen to destroy you." So Rise of Springwood is pretty cool. The other one is Freddy's Christmas, Freddy's Vengeance, Freddy Krueger, just literally called Freddy Krueger, and then the last one, Freddy Lives. So those are the titles that I was thinking about. Freddy's Christmas, yeah, because I want to like put out a title poster for you guys, like a title, just like a you know text title effect I can put like on my YouTube channel and all social media, to just promote the movie better. Um, so I'm just trying to figure out if A Christmas Nightmare is a title I really want to go with, because my sister told me that that sounds too much like a Nightmare Before Christmas, and I just don't want the title to not sound like a nightmare movie, you know? So if it's yeah, like Freddy's Christmas is a little more, um, uh, I don't know, on the nose. Don't get me wrong though, these are all freaking good, but I think leaning into Christmas makes it sound unique. Yeah, thank you so much, Kaylee. Yeah, I've been so undecided with the title, Freddy's Christmas. Yeah, you know what? And if people comment, they're like, "I don't like the title," you know, then I'll change the title, you know. Yeah, because like you think about the old Nightmare on Elm Street show, Freddy's Nightmares, you know. So, but anyway, now that I've talked to you guys about the next Nightmare movie and that's being made, I want to talk about now what I'm going to do for my YouTube channel, and then I'll end it with talking about future movies and going more into that more. Um, and maybe a little bit about just talking about movies that are coming out. Okay. Um, so basically what I want to do is I want to do a 20-year anniversary video of the Xbox 360, sometime this year. I want to make a video, basically show old videos of like back in the day when I played on 360, and just do like some sort of like retrospective or something like that. Um, Another one was Splinter Cell, the Splinter Cell franchise. Kaylee, four four people left when I said Xbox 360. Okay, well maybe I shouldn't make an Xbox, anniversary video then. All right. Another thing that I wanted to do, and I'm definitely doing this, is Splinter Cell. Uh, 15-year anniversary of Splinter Cell Conviction. And then I want to do one that's 20 years of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Because Splinter Cell, that's my favorite video game franchise. It's sad that the Splinter Cell community, we're a small community. Um, when Splinter Cell was that was the beginning of Xbox. That was what made Xbox. That's what got it going. Really before like Halo and all that. I mean, like Xbox was Splinter Cell was a Xbox exclusive. Um, and then it went on the PS2, the GameCube, PC, all that. But originally it was just Xbox. And I remember just being so blown away by that first video game. Just seeing the graphics as a kid. I didn't really play it, but I remember it a little bit. And I remember seeing my uncle. He was playing Pandora Tomorrow, the second one. But I didn't know about Chaos Theory, I didn't know about Double Agent, I didn't know about any of those games that were coming out. I didn't start playing Splinter Cell myself on my own and played, like, all of them in order until I was 14. And I remember just getting all 4 Splinter Cell games on the PS2 from GameStop. They were used discs, and, they were, like, selling them for, like, $5. I'm like, "Yeah, alright." So I just started playing them, and I was blown away by them. I've never played video games where I had that kind of experience. I felt like I felt like a spy. I felt like I was, like, there. Like, it just felt so real, and it was a different side of spies, espionage that I'd never seen before. Because was a big James Bond fan and loved the Bond movies, the Bond games. Some of my favorite video games are the Bond games. Um, but that's what I was used to for, like, what I knew about, like, spies in, like, video games and movies. I didn't uh, Splinter Cell was like a show me the different side, like the reality, the real spies, what actually exists, not, the fantasy version, the tuxedo and the martini, and, all that. And there's even like a funny moment in Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Sam Fisher is interrogating an enemy, and he says, "I'm not the tuxedo type like spy." Like, that was I love that moment. Because, like, the Sam Fisher is, like, a different version of James Bond. He's not the, you know, where it looks cool, you know? It's a little more realistic, so I really enjoyed those games. And that was the biggest reason why I got an Xbox 360 over uh, a PS3, because Splinter Cell Conviction wasn't, on the PS3. I was like, "What?" I was gonna get a PS3 because I had Blu-ray on it, and I had the PS1, the PS2 growing up, so I was a PlayStation gamer, and I'm like, "Come on, Splinter Cell Conviction, it's not on the PS3?" So I was forced to get an Xbox 360 if I was gonna play that. I didn't have a PC, I had a Mac because of my YouTube channel and my movies, so I didn't use PC to game. Uh, so it was like, "Alright, PS3, but no Splinter Cell, or Xbox, uh, and you get all Splinter Cell." But I don't regret getting an Xbox 360. And also, I didn't get an Xbox 360 till so I didn't get the earlier versions. I had the Red Ring of Death. My Xbox 360 didn't have it. By that point, the 360s no longer had the Red Ring of Death, and I never had a Red Ring of Death experience. My Xbox 360 worked very well. I gave it to my sister. I have a renewed one now. It's still a great console. Um, but yeah, I got to play Splinter Cell Conviction on there, and then Blacklist. I remember when that came out, and that was my introduction to online gaming, where I was talking to people through the microphone. The really old, crappy headsets we had to deal with back in the day. Where it was just one earpiece and this little microphone. It wasn't like a full headset you could wear, now. And the it's like the audio sucked on it. But like that's where like met people, like I made friends on there, and you would like join communities, back then. Like Xbox 360, it was just a time where like it was very involving. Um, it was less of this like social media kind of thing where more people were on the Xbox or PlayStation, and people were talking to each other, and people talk through voice chat. So like online multiplayer where you need to communicate with your teammate. Back then that wasn't a problem. There was always someone with a mic. Now, people don't talk on microphones anymore. You really only get that experience if you like have your own friends, that play the same video games as you do, and you can create those, a group like that. You can join communities that they like offer. I mean, they have like if you let's just say you have a video game on your Xbox, um, like it has like on the dashboard, it has all these things that show, like, everything about the game, the community, posts from other people, like, if they captured, like, a recording of, like, their gameplay and shared it, like, it's all there. So that's how I found, the Splinter Cell community today, because so many of them I lost, contact with because not only did we move on to a new generation of consoles, the PS4, the Xbox One after the 360, but there was no new Splinter Cell game after Blacklist, and everyone thought that there was gonna be another one, at least like, one more that would be like Sam Fisher's, send off, um, and I'm very disappointed, beyond disappointed in Ubisoft. Uh, they're disgusting, and, I hope that another studio, buys them, uh, or just buys all the rights to their games, including Splinter Cell, or at least the Tom Clancy titles. Like, all right, Ubisoft, go ahead and keep Assassin's Creed. Keep your Assassin's Creed, but all the Tom Clancy's like Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, um, Rainbow Six. Give those titles to a different studio, because I guarantee you there's a studio out there that gives a crap way more than Ubisoft does, and it's just really disappointing. So anyway, I want to make a video about all that stuff. I want to do like a retrospective thing kind of thing, and do something that's opposite of all my movies, which is just talking, showing gameplay footage, my own gameplay footage as well, and just going into it all, because it's a great franchise. It's a great video game franchise, heavily, heavily underrated. Ubisoft has treated us fans like crap. They come out with this ridiculous DLC, or oh, we're gonna make this Netflix movie with Liev Schreiber, or oh, we're gonna do this, or we're gonna do that, or instead of hey, we're gonna make a Splinter Cell 7 with Michael Ironside and give a proper conclusion and set up new Splinter Cell characters so we can tell new stories and leave the Sam Fisher storyline. Hey, let's just do all this stuff that nobody likes. Sorry, it just that it really it's one of those few things that like gets um but yeah, that's a video I'd like to make, not just me talking, like, literally would be, like, edits of, like, of the games, and, like, the cutscenes, and, the video game gameplay, like, with my voice, like, you guys wouldn't be seeing me talk the whole time, because I like those kind of videos, and I wanna do something like that, um, and, it's just a franchise that's worth bringing back, and I just hope that, uh, the different company buys Splinter Cell. I don't trust Ubisoft with it, and fans, we don't trust it. Ubisoft, like I could ask many Splinter Cell fans, do you trust Ubisoft with Splinter Cell? Do you really think they're gonna do something good with Splinter Cell? After with how they've treated us, you know, and all the stupid DLCs that they've done with Splinter Cell. Um, no, majority, I mean, from what I've heard from all Splinter Cell fans, they're like, "No, I don't trust Ubisoft with Splinter Cell. It should be given to a different studio, and it should give it to people that give a crap." Simple as that. Red Ring of Death was awful. I had to stick earbuds into the fans to get it to work. No, no cap. Yeah, yeah. Those Xbox 360 mics were terrible, and I always have to get them replaced. They were so easily breakable, and then my cat would bite into them, so I remember buying, like, new mics all the time. Um, Corporate BS always destroys creativity. Yes, facts, facts. Yep. Yeah, when you bring people in there that think they know what they're talking about, but they don't, and they know they have franchises that people love, and they wanna see more of that, uh, but they don't care about that, and they're just like, "Yeah, we're just gonna, leave you guys dormant." Oh, well, what you gonna do, you know? Yeah, it's that corporate, it's that greed, you know? but a lot of it is it's the people that are working at the studio at that time as well. The people that are in charge. Um, a lot of it has to do with that too. Um, but Ubisoft is not doing well, and I see why. Star Wars Outlaws was not received well. New Assassin's Creed. I mean, it's over for Ubisoft. They have treated their fans like crap, and they don't deserve to be a company anymore. So anyway, so that is the one thing I want to do differently from my movies for my channel. Another one would be I would love to do something like a podcast where I talk about movie news. All right, are we back? All good? Wi-Fi. All right. All right. Cool. Cool. Okay. All right. So back to what I was talking about. Um, yeah, I want to do like podcasts kind of thing. It's not about like anything about like anything serious. It would just be about movies and video games and yeah, like that kind of stuff. I saw like it's and this is like all new to me because there was a lot of features that are on YouTube now just weren't on YouTube for you like a long, long time. I mean, a lot of these features are still very new. I'm talking about if you're a content creator back from the 2000s before the 2010s, uh, it's just completely different. It's like, okay, what's different about YouTube now? How do I figure this out? But yeah, I saw something that said podcast. Um, and what does that mean that I would live stream like on video, like talking about everything like this, or would it just be audio? I mean, would it be like a Spotify thing? I mean, I have no idea, and I am uh yeah, I'm still learning that part of YouTube where it says podcast. But that's something I'm interested in is to just be able to talk about all the movies and everything just like whenever, um, and uh, and just be able to do that. I don't know, it'd just be interesting at RBR Shortman's 13 podcast. Um, I'm not sure, but experimenting with it might be fun and open up to the algorithm to you. Okay, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna explore it. I'm gonna experiment with it. Having a podcast is definitely fun. We've been going strong for 9 seasons now. Okay, alright. Yeah, yeah, I've put a lot of this stuff off, uh, I wanna do other stuff for my channel. I want just because, I'm not making a movie right now, even though I am, you know, I'm in the early process, of the next Nightmare movie. um, I still want to do other things for my channel. So that's stuff that that I would like to do is talk about horror movie stuff, like through some podcast thing. Um, mm, uh, Basically a retrospective of like Splinter Cell, and like a couple of things like that. And maybe even something else. I'm going to continue to do my reaction videos, and unboxing videos. I've been doing that forever. Um, so, expect more content this year from me guys. I just wanna keep building my channel more and more. I wanna get more and more subscribers. So for my next movies, I have, more and more people to watch the movies so I can get more likes on them, more comments, more views, uh, and just having a bigger audience. Because that's so important to me is to have an audience, which I'm just grateful to even have just you guys in the chat. If it was just you two, you know, that were 2 people that love my movies, love my filmmaking, and support me, and will be there every single time a new movie I release comes out. So I love you guys for that. Seriously, like Zach and Kaylee, both are amazing. Uh, it's just, yeah, I want more people involved in, my community. Thank you, Kaylee. Um, I'm gonna send you guys, post some hearts in the chat real quick. Yep, for you guys. 2 hearts. That's for you guys. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna talk about what I'm gonna do for my own original movies now. After A Christmas Nightmare. This is anxiety driven because it's just like that's a part of my life where I'm really moving on from fan films. Like I'm really moving on and doing my own stuff. Uh, um, I'm very excited, but it's just like, whew, all right, here we go. Um, there's one that is called A Time Killer's Game, and it's basically a like time travel horror movie, but it's not this like insane time travel kind of horror film. It's really cool concept. It's basically it's this family, all just celebrating like a holiday or a birthday or whatever, and, a serial killer goes into their home and slaughters all of them, and there's only 1 survivor, uh, and basically the slasher is from the future, and this killer slasher could literally use this time travel machine in any kind of way. But really, what this time travel killer wants to do is just um, torture their what- more than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one to the primary ingestion URL and one stream to the backup URL. I don't even know what any of that means. Am I still here, guys? Okay. What does that mean? The error. It says more than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion URL and one stream to the backup URL. I have no idea what any of that means. That's when you know I'm not a Gen Z. I have no idea what that means. More than one ingestion is using a primary URL. Send one. Wow. Okay, I'm just glad I'm still here, guys. But I have no idea what that means. I'm gonna screen cap that. Okay. All right. Just so like that's there. I have no idea what that means. Anyway, all right. So Time Killer's Game, that's basically where basically the slasher basically what he or she does um is basically keeps um keeps taking the survivor back in time again and again and again, um uh of just that event, of his or her family being murdered. And basically, the time killer is continuing, like going back in time again and again, to where the person has to try to save every single family member of theirs. And if they don't, then uh, the person has to keep going back in time, is being put back in time again and again to try to save their family. Um, and that's one of the only ways that can destroy the time killer, is that the time killer loses. But it's all about, will the time killer lose? You know, um, so that's something that I think is cool because it's I guess you could consider there's an element of science fiction to it, but it's still a slasher movie, and it's still simplistic. It's still a home invasion movie. It still has a simplicity element to it. Less is more. Time Killer's game sounds so cool. The final person's sanity would be driven to the edge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's really interesting. This would be a slasher that I would completely come up with, like a design costume. Like you would never have seen it before. Like you would never have seen this before. Like I would love to find someone that could just like create the costume. Could you imagine someone that could just create the costume and everything? Have someone really draw what what the slasher could look like, and then someone that could, you know, like that would be so so cool. Um, but yeah, this is gonna be another original slasher from me, like the Devil Servants, and but it's not gonna be like the Devil Servant movies. It's gonna be a different kind of story, but it's still a slasher film. It's not gonna be that found footage style kind of thing. It's clock face mask, or is that too on the cliche? No, that's good. Clock face mask. That's interesting, actually. Hmm. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, for right now, I mean, the slasher is just called a time killer. There's not really the slasher's not really given, like, a name. There's a lot of suspense of, like, the mystery of this time travel serial killer, like, you don't know everything about them, so you still have that mystery, like a lot of, slashers, because this slasher is gonna have dialogue, but I don't want everything explained about this character, 'cause I like the element of suspense, because this character is, like, from the future. The more, like, the unknown of it, like, the more it feels, like, real, and, I don't know, but that will be, like, the next, like, slasher movie that I'm gonna make. Now, in terms of outside of horror, I'm gonna be making romance, drama, um, film. Uh, I don't know, I just wanna explore different genres, and I think I can tell a really good story, with romance and drama. I mean, even like romance and horror, would be really cool too. Um, Something that wouldn't be like Hard Eyes, it would be like serious. So it'd be like a love story, but it would be just a little more serious in tone, and would definitely not be that kind of storyline. Um, but yeah, I would love to do a horror romance. Romance, I can explore drama more as a director and as a screenwriter, because there's dramas that I wanna make, films that feel independent, like movies that feel like they were made by independent filmmaker and not from a studio. I wanna make those kinds of movies. Um, uh, but of course, there's always gonna be my slasher movies, and that style, that like, I'm never gonna stop making horror movies. Even when I explore these different genres and these different movies, I'm gonna go back to horror, because that's my main genre. I mean, that's what people love from me, is that, and that's what I'm best at, is that genre. But I wanna see how good or bad I am at other genres. I wanna see. And if people don't like it, that's fine. Then I know, okay, I'm never gonna make a drama again, or I'm never gonna make a romance again, or this again. Like, I will definitely stay away from that genre, and either explore another genre or just go back to horror. So there's all these different kinds of different storylines, and characters, and genres that I wanted to explore. Um, but yeah, this is really like just the beginning of me like announcing the future of everything. Basically, where I'm going to at some point I'm going to create a separate YouTube channel that's not RBR short from 13 because when I make my drama, romance, movie, uh, I just don't think that it's a completely different movie from everything that I've done on my channel. So if it's not, a short horror film, it's gonna be on my other channel that I'm gonna create in the future. Because it might not even be a movie, it might be a web series. Um, and then there's another one. I got one more, and that's it. Because I'm not gonna be telling you guys every single title of my horror movies that I'm be making, or like the stories. I'm just gonna tell you guys like at least a couple of them. The other one is called The Streamer, and I love this one as well, um, because it's so good, guys. Um, it's gonna be a web series, rather than basically be like a 3-part web series. So rather than being like a 90-minute movie, kind of thing, make it like 3 episodes or 4 episodes, and people have to tune in every week, kind of thing. Uh, I think that would be really cool, because like with YouTube and like this kind of stuff, it's just it. Uh, a lot of movie franchises have gone that route now, mini series and stuff. So I don't know. I think that would work for this because the storyline, it's about someone that basically creates a YouTube channel and talks about how awful their life is and, feel bad for me. Uh, you know, um, they get all these donations and people are like, oh, we support you. We're there for you. You're the GOAT. Da, 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 da. But what they don't know is there's a dark side of that person. There's a part of that person they don't know. And what they don't know is that person is uh they don't know who really they're supporting, who they're sending donations to. They don't know who this person really is. And so it goes into, is it the word grifter? Is that the word grifting? I want to use the right word. Like this character is not just doing that though. He is a serial killer and basically is committing murders. And the way that he's covering it up is like he's on these live streams and acts like, he's hasn't gone anywhere. He's just live streaming and literally will like puts on like these fake tears on the live stream and is like, my sister, she died, my uncle, no. When really it was him. Um, and so not only do you get that story of him, but you also it's a storyline of people, us, that sadly fall for these people that pretend to be you know something they're not for donations for money. We think we've all ran into that where we supported someone on YouTube or on just on social media where they fooled us. They lied to us. They tricked their entire fan base, their audience. Um, and I think that's something that would be really interesting to go into because it is a thing right now. There's people that are just like literally doing nothing and getting donations. It's crazy. So the streamer, um, it's not like the double servant. I mean, it has like, a footage kind of element to it. Like, I mean, through like webcam stuff, uh, uh, but yeah, it's like, it's a mystery, it's a drama, it's suspense, horror, and, you get, a really story and a powerful message about our world today and social media and streamers. Um, so there you go, guys, is a time killer's game streamer, and then I got my romance drama movie that I don't wanna, like, go too much into detail yet with you guys yet. I still wanna, I'm still waiting, to go more into that, and that's why also I'm gonna be creating a second channel for those for that stuff. Because it's like RBO Shortmas 13 will still be here and, and stuff, but, um, I do wanna create a new channel with a new name. It's been 15 years, RBO Shortmas 13. I was 14 when I created this channel, and so I would like to definitely, but what's tough is when you start over, you have to get those subscribers all over again, you know? So that's something I'll have to face and deal with is getting all those subscribers again. Um, hey Cassidy. Hey, my sister is in the live stream. Yo, right. Can't wait. We love the horror, but can't wait to see what you create next. Thank you, Cassidy. Thank you. And thank you for your help with my movies. Without like Cassidy, she helps me so much with the editing process on my films, like sound editing and music editing. Um, and she helps me with like camera work on my films. Like she's one of the camera crew people. She helps with like lighting and makeup and just like everything. So, and she co-directed Halloween New Blood with me. We both directed Halloween New Blood. So without Cass and her music and everything, my channel, my movies wouldn't be the same. So I always have to thank my sister for that. Yeah, and it's always fun. And like Cassidy, she loves Rise of Elm Street. Like my sister doesn't like BS me. Like she is like brutally honest with me. Like I will hear it from her. If she thinks that my movie sucked, she'll tell me. If she thought it was great, she'll tell me. If she thought it was okay, she will tell me that. Um, and Rise of Elm Street, like she loves Rise of Elm Street, and I think it was also just seeing everyone's love, um, for that movie, and how much people really enjoyed it. It's 100 likes, by the way, guys. It's officially 100 likes, Rise of Elm Street, and it's 5,600 views, and that was all under 2 months. It still isn't June 22nd yet. So it hasn't even been a full 2 months that it's been on YouTube, and it already likes, and, uh, and 5,600 views. I'm so happy. That was out with that was without anything, like, no ads, nothing, like, I'm really, really proud of Rise of Elm Street and the responses it got, and I'm just really, really happy about that. So I did put everything into that movie, and I do with every movie, but I knew Rise of Elm Street was a whole different level because it's Freddy Krueger and you can't mess that up, 'cause there's only one Freddy Krueger and that's Robert Englund. So, that's, you have to get it right, and, yeah, I'm just really, really grateful, and I cannot wait to make one more for you guys and, to see, the story continue from Rise of Elm Street. Where does everything go from there, you know? So, it's just very, very exciting. Dude, Rise of Elm Street is the second best, just kidding, it's my favorite. I know, I know. I know. Uncle Gary, Uncle Gary crush it Uncle Gary crush it as Freddy, though. I can't wait to see the sequel. Yeah. Yes, Uncle Gary crushed it, and, yeah, he's a really great Freddy Krueger, and I'm excited to make the next one with him. But there's always one Freddy Krueger, and that's Robert Englund forever. There's only one Robert Englund, and, he's immortal through those movies, we're always gonna love those films and what Robert Englund did, because without Robert Englund, there wouldn't be any Freddy Krueger, like, Robert Englund he brought that character to life. Um, so, uh, but, yeah, I'm just really grateful that my Uncle Gary is a great in person does a great impersonation of him and can, uh, have audience believe at at moments that you're actually watching, Freddy Krueger. Um, all right, Cass. Thank you for joining the live stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I love you, and I'll definitely be seeing you soon. Good luck with work and everything. I love you. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the stream in probably about 10 minutes, 10 more minutes. So it's like the 10 minutes of the live stream. Um, so now here we can talk about movies that are coming out. Not my movies. We can just talk about movies in general. So I'll ask Zach. I'll ask Kaylee. What movies are you guys most looking forward to this year? Superman is literally number one for me, but Conjuring is number two. Yeah, Superman for sure. Yeah, I'm really excited for Superman. I think is because it's going back to Christopher Reeve, Superman, but it's like modern day, so it's not going to be as like g- as goofy, as campy, as the old movies. But uh, yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I mean, just a lot that I've seen in the trailer. I just was like, why wasn't this Man of Steel? And it was not Henry Cavill's fault. It really wasn't. That was David S. Gower and Zack Schneider. They wanted to do this serious Superman, and I wasn't happy about it in 2013. I'm still not happy about it. Um, and because Henry Cavill was a great Superman, he was. He had the look and everything. Like when you look at Henry Cavill, when you see him as Superman in the movies, like it's like that's Superman. It's like like you literally just he came from space. Like it's amazing. Like that casting. But, sadly, he was directed to be so serious and to not really be fun at all, you know? Like, they didn't mix the tone of the movies that he was in. Justice League doesn't count because that is Batman's movie, that's Cyborg's movie, that's Wonder Woman's movie, like, that's all their movie. So, I'm talking about Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Um, but I was always hoping that they were gonna find a middle ground between how dark the DC world is and how light the DC world is. And in the Superman universe, by basically trying to find a tone that is not too dark and not too cartoony, And they just went full serious on it. And I couldn't get into it because it's like, this isn't Superman. He doesn't have to be, a Saturday morning cartoon, but he doesn't have to be, Watchmen level either, you know? Uh, um, I'm also not going to completely erase the DCEU. Lois still knows his identity, and they still live in their little apartment. Yep. Yeah. I'm not erasing the DCEU either, no. I loved a lot of the DCEU. There was a lot of great things about it. I'm really looking forward to Weapons. I've been trying to avoid any trailers for that, and so far I've succeeded, only have 2 months to go. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that the same like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the new trailer just dropped. I wanna do a reaction vid for you guys, but I don't wanna watch the trailer because I don't want it spoiled for me. I've never seen I Know What You Did Last Summer movie on the big screen. Uh, I mean, those movies came out when I was a toddler, so I wanna see this, where it's like I didn't see anything in the trailer because I already saw that teaser trailer, and I just feel like that was enough for me. Um, I don't need to see any more. 'Cause a lot of teaser trailers now show a lot. The whole point of a teaser trailer is that it doesn't show anything, and teaser trailers show, like, so much where now teaser trailers feel like an official trailer. And so I think because they feel that way, I get nervous to watch the next one because I'm like, how much are they showing of the movie, you know? So, um, I always have respect to, uh, filmmakers, that, where their movie's coming out and their trailers don't really show a whole lot and don't really tell you everything that's going on. Like, example, I guess we'll go all the way back to Alien. The original Alien movie, that first trailer that came out. I wasn't alive for it or whatever. But I've seen it online for like 13 years. Trailer, you don't know what is going on. You're at the edge of your seat. I couldn't imagine how people reacted in '79 to that trailer. You just hear that consistently, and you're just seeing all these. What is going on here? And then it goes to this wide shot space where it says, "In space, no one can hear." You know what? That's a trailer. That's a trailer. You know. So they need to make more movie trailers like that where you don't know what's going, but you just see enough visuals to where you're like, you know, because some movies just give away the plot. Like there's some movies like on Netflix or on streaming services where they just show the whole movie before you actually watch the movie, and it's like I don't even want to watch this movie anymore because I already saw it from the trailer. It's like people don't know how to make movie trailers anymore. You know, um, the Naked Gun trailer is literally the entire movie in 3 minutes. I was so annoyed. Yeah, yeah, they're movie trailers. They're just showing too much now. Um, Even though it was like the Scream 5 trailer, like with Dewey, they show that part, where he's like, he's got the revolver and the bullets are dropping out, and like he's fighting with Ghostface, and in that moment you're like, oh no, is that when is Dewey gonna die there? You know, don't show that in the trailer in general. Like they even showed. I remember Scream 5 trailer. They showed Gail, like emotional and like all and like her reacting to Dewey's death. It's like you're showing way too much, you know. Um, and I think movie trailers need to get better at that. Um, uh, uh, Zach says, "Oh my God, 28 years later comes out this week. How could I forget about that one?" Yeah, I'm seeing it Thursday. I'm seeing that Thursday night. Um, I'm very excited for that movie. I don't know really what to expect. I've avoided all the trailers after the first trailer that came out like a while ago. That was the only trailer I watched because I like going into movies not knowing a lot of I'll read the synopsis, and that's good enough for me. And a teaser is good enough for me. Like I just these full length trailers, they just show too much, and some of them don't. But like you don't want to take that risk, of like, if I sit through this trailer, is it gonna ruin it for me? So that's like the hard part of like of filmmaking is promotion. Because you got to promote your movie, and you want people to go see it, and you want people to like it, and so you have to make a trailer that intrigues people. So you're put in that spot where it's like I don't want to show people the movie, but if I don't show them anything, they're not going to be interested in it. So that's really I might be the hardest part of being a filmmaker is that is promoting your film. Um, have you seen the iPhone camera rig they shot it on? N uh, no. No, I actually haven't, no. I think I did hear something that they shot it on iPhone or something, but, like, I didn't read all too much into that. Now, are there any other movies that you guys are looking forward to this year, aside from Superman, 28 years later, um, uh, Um, you know, Spin Tap 2? Okay. Yeah, I have Spinal Tap 2. Okay. I have never heard of that movie. I didn't there's a sequel? I have to